pretty people, in today's video we are going to see the preview, review and spoilers of episode 11 of Love, Feet, Marriage and Divorce season 3. Let's begin. Amy is seen talking on phone while angrily clutching the cleaver in her hands. Amy is on call with Gabin and tells her, Gabin Unni, it's absurd. Songwon Unni will be turning in her grave. Looks like she got the news of Sahyun and Buharongs getting back together. That's why she is telling it's absurd. We all have seen how publicly Amy expressed her anger and hatred towards Buharong, whose home was wrecked by her fellow mistress Songwon in Songwon's defense. So she wouldn't like a bit that Buharong is getting back with Sahyun. So she said Songwon will be turning in her grave, which I think refers towards Songwon being restless in her grave. Amy did not like Buharong attending Songwon's funeral. Now she's marrying him. It's a really very big and unacceptable thing for Amy. In last week's episode, we have seen Dongma's dad getting to know about his wedding preparations and asked him about the age of his girl, which clearly made Dongma uncomfortable. And in episode 11's preview, we will see Dongma, instead of telling about Sapyong's age, questions his dad of what kind of daughter-in-law he wants. His dad tells him, since you are in your mid-30s, 8 years your junior would be perfect. Sorry, Mr. So, forget about getting a daughter-in-law who is 8 years younger to your precious son. You will be getting a daughter-in-law who is 5 years older to your son. Dongma is 36, so 8 years younger means 28, which is the exact age of Amy. I feel like it's a hint from the writer for us. I have also seen a picture of Amy and Dongma on Instagram, and that too in front of Piyoung's house. I feel like she might soon get to know about Dongma and Sapyong, and she and Shin both will create a lot of hurdles on their paths towards their wedding because of Shin jealousy and Amy's hatred because he dumped her fellow mistress and her favorite Oni Namgabin. Mr. So asks Dongma if she has any siblings, and Dongma tells she is the only child, which makes Mr. So think that her parents must be young. It looks like since Dongma did not tell her age, he is asking other questions to figure out how young she could be. While they are at their talks, their housekeeper comes and tells, your wife is arriving soon. It means Mrs. So is on her way back home from her brother's house. Pan Moon-ho, while giving a piggyback ride to little Zhongbin, questions his wife. It's not that easy, right? And wonders, could it be? And his wife questions him what in confusion because he is posing lots of questions, and then he says no, right? Looks like Buharong and Sahyun posted them getting back together news to Moonho, and it made his mind fill up with lots and lots of questions and confusion because just few days back Sahyun treated Buharong as if she was invisible, and she straight away rejected them when they asked her to get back with Sahyun, and now they both decided to get married to each other. The soon-to-be sister-in-laws Sion and Sapyong are enjoying their time in water, and Buharong tells them, I won't be able to attend your weddings. I think this has two reasons behind it. Maybe Songwon possessing Buharong has plans for Sahyun. Remember the spoiler episode I posted about Buharong and Sahyun might be sleeping together? It could be that. I will link the link to that video in the description box below. You can check it out. And second, maybe they decided their wedding date and she will be busy with the wedding preparations, so she can't attend their weddings. And a bonus thing, it could also be Buharong herself. Who knows, Songwon might be only possessing her when she is with Sahyun and their family. Then, if it's Buharong, I think she might not want to attend the weddings cause she feels embarrassed as she had eyes for both the So brothers. Sion drops by Park Hae-run's house with lots of food, which makes him question her, why did you bring so much? And she replies, this is the last time I'm bringing you food. I'm glad that it's the last time. It feels like she is breaking all the ties she has with him, and that's really good. I hope she strictly wants him not to poke his nose into her and her kids' life and try to destroy their happiness for his own selfishness, and shows him his right place. Mr. So questions his secretary what is it. He tells she couldn't bring herself to tell you. Then we see an ambulance coming to the hospital and the doctors and the staff rushing to the ambulance and taking a person to the ER. Then we see Zhongbin in funeral clothes. He goes to Sion's house to pick her and her kids in funeral clothes. Then we see Mr. So drinking lots of alcohol and is in lots of pain. Then his housekeeper comes with a sad face in her funeral clothes and he asks her, "Have you cleaned up her belongings?" And she tears up and tells, "Not yet, sir." All these things make me feel like it's Dongma's mom who will die in episode 11 cause her means a woman and there's only one woman in So's family who is Dongma's mother. And that's the reason Sion's eyes were moist and she's taking her kids along cause they are soon going to be in-laws. When Piyoung's mom and Shinushin's father died, she did not take her kids along because she's her colleague and friend and not their family. If Mr. So's secretary was referring to his wife that she couldn't bring herself to tell him, I feel like she was suffering from some illness but she couldn't tell him because she wants to hide it from him so as to not to worry him. But if he is referring to their housekeeper, I feel like maybe Mrs. So at her brother's house or on her way back home might have suffered a cardiac arrest or some fainting due to illness or an accident, then got into hospital and lost her life, and their housekeeper might have got a call regarding this but she couldn't bring herself to tell to her master because she herself is in a shock and she was so sad that all these things happened with Mrs. So you might think, why will writer kill her when we didn't even see her once? Well, that's one of the reasons. Since we haven't seen her, the writer might have thought why to introduce a new face when it's almost the end of the series, and by killing her, she can add lots of twists and turns to the drama. For example, see, after watching the preview episode, every one of us wondered and some of us even racked our brains to figure out who might have died in episode 11, right? I have made a whole video based on this, like who is going to die and why. If you want to watch it, you can check the link in the description box below. The second reason could be it's her and her hubby's karma, just like Sahyun and Zhongbin's. Zhongbin's mom was cheated by Mr. So with Dongma's mother, and his mother died living a depressed life for 17 years and made Zhongbin lonely. It could also be because writer wants to make Zhongbin guilty of not opening up to her and accepting her, though she was always the person who wanted to take care of him. And fourth, I think maybe for Dongma's sake, for him to realize, stop being a playboy and take relationships serious. It's his mom's dream and wish for him to stop playing and settle down for better, and also make him understand that if you do wrong to others, karma will hug you any time to punish you. He might realize that whatever he did with Namgabin and to other women was wrong. He might remember how Zhongbin always told him that breaking up with Namgabin was wrong and he will burn in hell for that. And always Dongma smiled and said he will if it's his fate, and he was not serious about his punishment or karma. His mom's death might make him realize that he will also be punished and it's not fate but it's his karma he created with his own actions. He might go and apologize to Gabin for breaking her heart not once but twice. We see Sapyong sitting on the bed and looking blankly into the darkness in black clothes which are supposed to be funeral clothes. And I feel like she might be sad cause Dongma lost his mother, and as she realizes and understands how much it pains because she went through the same pain. So this is the preview, review and spoilers. And what do you think? Is the person who's going to die is Dongma's mother? Will Amy and Shin create troubles between Dongma and Sapyong? Do let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe. And don't forget hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. See you in the next video. Until then, tata, bye bye, take care.